Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar on 4 ways you are draining your IT resources. Thank you for taking your time to join us today. My name is Nimisha and I'm a product expert at Analytics Plus Manage Engine's IT Analytics solution. Before we get started, I'd like to share with you all some quick information on our session today. If you have any questions during the course of this webinar, feel free to type them in using the chat or Q&A sections on the left panel of your screen. I'll do my best to address them towards the end of the webinar, and in the event that we run short on time, I'll respond to your questions later via email. You can also choose to email your questions to me directly at the email address that's flashing on your screen. Over the course of any IT process, organizations often encounter various inefficiencies that hinder the success of improvement strategies. While significant ones are identified and tackled in due time, seemingly minor inefficiencies compound over time and have a lasting impact on IT operations. And a service desk is no exception to this phenomenon. Considering the large scale of operations in a mature service desk, it is often the breeding ground for hidden inefficiencies. If left unchecked, these go on to drain IT resources, dampen user productivity, and degrade service desk operations over time. However, by carefully assessing and refining its operations, organizations can effectively tackle significant challenges to transform IT procedures and outcomes. Through the course of this webinar, we will discuss often 4 overlooked service desk inefficiencies that significantly drain IT resources and walk through effective strategies to tackle them at their onset. Let's get started. So the first inefficiency is running outdated frameworks that inevitably will cause security breaches. Nobody wants to run their IT operations on outdated frameworks and software. Beyond the evident degradation in productivity and operational outcomes, this poses significant risks to the organization in terms of security breaches, business interruptions, and potential data loss. We all remember the WannaCry attack from 2017, which impacted around 160,000 users around the world. What most don't know is that 98% of these users were running the Windows 7 operating system instead of the latest available version at the time, Windows 10, which paved the way for the widespread nature of this attack. And to make things worse, not only do outdated software versions and frameworks increase an organization's likelihood of a breach, but they also make them more expensive. A recent Kaspersky report discovered that the cost of a data breach for organizations with outdated software is nearly 50% more than the organizations whose assets are up to date. Clearly, outdated assets can prove to be a silent but deadly IT inefficiency that drains operational and financial resources unless caught on the onset. With the fast-paced and evolving nature of today's IT, catching such occurrences when they emerge is easier said than done. With large-scale organizations operating a plethora of applications hosted on varied deployments with operations spread across a diverse geographical area, catching every instance of outdated software can be a time-consuming task. Additionally, there are often no tangible benefits in timely upgrades, nor any immediate consequences with operating outdated frameworks. Often the reason most IT teams forsake this path for those that promise faster results. However, left unchecked, this practice can compound. When employees fail to see immediate consequences or degraded performance in operating outdated frameworks, this trend continues. eventually causing significant risk to the organization's security posture and its daily operations. Now, before you run to a technician to religiously monitor these outdated software versions in your organization, let me show you how you can accomplish this yourself and with hardly any manual effort. This analysis was built using Analytics Plus, Manage Engine's flagship IT analytics solution. Traditionally, you would have to look at multiple monitoring applications to monitor software deployments across different platforms. However, Analytics Plus fast-tracks this process by unifying data from every IT application to provide a single source of truth, providing IT leaders with a powerful, centralized command center that analyzes every IT operation. This analysis now imports data from your service desk to look at your asset information, your endpoint management tool to understand software versions, and pulls in data on common software's end-of-life status using public APIs. IT teams can quickly use this analysis to hone in on software that hasn't been updated in more than 90 days, and even identify those operating past their end of life. While we are here, let's also look at an analysis that tracks outdated hardware across the organization. While outdated software versions and frameworks are the primary problem that has far-reaching consequences, these sometimes stem from an incompatibility between latest software versions and the underlying hardware. Think about it. How many times have we postponed updating our operating system because we didn't want to deal with the subsequent performance lag? Latest versions of operating systems and frameworks require hardware with the processing power that supports modern functionalities. To curb outdated software completely and prevent a resurgence, IT teams must look into and curb the usage of outdated hardware assets. IT admins can use this analysis to identify every outdated hardware asset across the organization and closely monitor those that are nearing their recommended disposal dates. This allows teams to immediately address assets operating past disposal dates and implement timely actions to handle those nearing disposal. By utilizing the visualizations covered in this section, IT teams can effectively nip outdated software and hardware assets in the bud and effortlessly sidestep far-reaching consequences down the line. The next inefficiency is improper allocation and usage of software assets, which results in substantial expenses. When it comes to software, outdated versions and frameworks aren't the only inefficiency that abounds across enterprises. Several hidden malpractices exist within a software's lifecycle, such as ineffective procurement and allocation of licenses. Sporadic occurrences of these practices often go undetected and only come to light when the fiscal IT budgeting rolls around. By this point, the organization accidentally rakes up hefty sums due to the ineffective purchase and usage of software assets. To overcome this, it is recommended to get ahead of the problem and address it at its onset. To that end, let's first look at software procurement. Most organizations looking to procure software merely look at its historical trend of asset consumption and procure them accordingly. However, the volume of employees expected to join the organization should be factored into this decision to ensure the right amount of assets are at hand to meet the headcount increase and facilitate uninterrupted business operations. This powerful visualization plays a pivotal role in streamlining asset procurement. It displays the assets it, it displays the assets consumed and in stock across a year and uncovers the corresponding employee volume that consumed organizational assets. Looking at these metrics together highlights the tangible relationship between asset consumption and employee headcount. IT teams can utilize the user filter at the top of this visualization to vary the volume of employees and visualize the corresponding impact on asset consumption. Analytics Plus powerful forecasting engine also provides accurate insights into the predicted asset consumption for the following months. In addition to configuring forecasting to predict future asset requirements, IT managers can use this analysis to effectively foresee changes in asset requirements in keeping the variation in employee count. To accomplish this, simply head to the forecasting window and configure what if analysis for forecasting. Now, by merely varying the employee count user filter, you can visualize in real time the future impact of such variations would have on asset requirement. This analysis therefore plays a powerful role in helping IT managers foresee the exact asset requirements in keeping with organizational shifts and streamline procurement plans accordingly. Another common pitfall in asset management that silently yet significantly drains IT resources is inefficient software utilization. While the previous analysis streamlines procurement, IT teams must also implement strategies to ensure the procured software is utilized effectively. Let's then take a look at software underutilization and ideate strategies to effectively curb it. Enterprise software is often an expensive investment, which is justified when it produces the desired outcomes. However, when these software are underutilized or left unused, it presents a significant cost drain, highlighting an alarming inefficiency in software procurement and allocation. To address this, IT teams must consistently monitor software utilization and ensure justified returns are derived from these expensive applications. This traditionally sees IT folks identifying underutilized software, which is fairly a straightforward line of analysis. However, it is recommended to take this a step further and also compute the corresponding cost drain associated with each piece of underutilized software. This analysis tracks the most expensive software procured in any organization and monitors its overall costs and the inadvertent volume of licenses that are underutilized. These are licenses allocated to users who haven't accessed the application in more than 5 months. IT teams can choose to modify this period to the desired duration of inactivity based on organizational requirements. By additionally computing the costs attributed to ineffective utilization of allocated licenses, IT teams can take swift measures to reallocate licenses in a manner that maximizes their return on investments and reduces a significant cost drain down the line. You can leverage an analysis similar to this one to implement these steps. With the help of the user filter at the top of this visualization, IT teams can quickly filter out the desired software and gain detailed insights into its allocated users, their usage patterns, and understand the potential sum the organizations can save by reallocating these resources. From our previous analysis, we uncovered that underutilized Adobe licenses were silently impacting the organization funds the most. And by digging into individual instances of underutilization using this analysis, IT teams can effectively eradicate this resource drain and ensure improved returns on software investments. Our session thus far has covered detailed strategies aimed at uncovering and addressing every ineffective software management practice that impacts outcomes in the long run. Let's now look at other widespread IT practices that inevitably drain resources and costs. And one such avenue where even the smallest misstep can significantly impact IT resources is IT budgeting. While underestimating IT requirements is the fastest way to impede IT growth, allocating excess funds can also be detrimental, as this curtails the funds that could have fed other vital improvement strategies. IT and finance teams come together near the end of every fiscal year to assess future requirements meticulously and create an effective IT budget for the upcoming year. However, most teams forget to break down the consumption of past budgets to identify avenues for improvement. While you may set out with certain financial expectations for a year, the reality can often vary. By employing analytics, you can effortlessly identify these variations, uncover patterns, and allocate future budgets that account for such deviations. This analysis identifies the budget allocated, the actual expenses incurred, and the corresponding budget overshoot across the organization over the last 2 years. The size of the bubble provides a quickly digestible visual representation of the budget overshoot metric. This visualization acts as a handy guide for IT managers and CIOs to understand the accuracy of their budgeting plans and fine-tune future allocations. You can also take this line of analysis a step further to understand budget consumption behavior across months for the individual departments we see in this analysis. Let me quickly show how you can accomplish that. For instance, we can see a significant budget overshoot at the service desk. Let's uncover the budget consumption across months to identify possible patterns and improve allocation. To do that, all you need to do is simply drill through a particular data point into a secondary report. I have already configured my secondary report here, so I'll go ahead and select that. Now this new analysis, which was originally created to track the monthly budget allocation and consumption across the entire organization, is now filtered to only show the service desk expenses over months. Through this powerful analysis, IT managers can identify teams with significant deviations in estimated and actual expenses and dig in to uncover patterns in budget consumption. This provides vital insights that can be wielded to fine-tune the IT budget, facilitate a more accurate allocation for the upcoming years, and ensure sufficient funds are available to support IT growth. IT managers can employ a similar logic to track improvements in any practice, from project estimations to asset purchase plans, and identify critical avenues for course corrections. By consistently analyzing past outcomes and fine-tuning future strategies accordingly, IT teams can effectively configure a seamless routine of continuous improvements for every IT process in the organization and sidestep a variety of problematic outcomes. None of us are strangers to the impact IT faces with SLA violations, security breaches, downtime, and even ticket reassignments. Technicians religiously focus their energies on tackling every ticket assigned to them and work towards addressing these IT hiccups. However, in the scramble to resolve incidents, we often lose sight of the bigger picture. With nearly every incident tagged with a higher priority, it is difficult to quickly discern the ones that need immediate action. Worse still, business leaders often draw a blank when presented with such numbers, which significantly degrades IT's value across the organization, subsequently impacting the resources allocated for IT operations. The effective way around this is to simply compute the dollar value of these IT issues. By uncovering the financial impact of IT issues, IT managers can streamline incident resolution, expedite root cause analysis, streamline budgeting, and clearly establish IT's contributions to business operations. This consolidated dashboard pulls in metrics from multiple monitoring and IT applications to centrally list visualizations on significant IT issues and compute their corresponding financial impact. The first analysis in this dashboard tracks the SLA violations for critical incidents across the last year and computes its corresponding financial impact. Critical incidents, unless resolved in due time, commonly result in downtime. By calculating the cost per minute of downtime, you can quickly visualize the financial impact of critical SLA violations. The next analysis tracks ticket reassignments, which significantly delay a service desk's resolution time, inevitably increasing ticket costs. According to HDI's recent research, the cost per minute of ticket handling is approximately $1.60. By quickly creating a formula based off this sum, you can easily visualize the costs incurred from resolution delays due to frequent reassignments. While these two analyses uncovered a financial impact of incident management inefficiencies, let's implement a similar approach to understand the cost strain associated with other service desk issues. Despite best laid plans, a certain degree of delays are unavoidable in IT project management. However, consistent and sustained delays beyond a project's estimated completion date can result in several predicaments, not the least of which is the cost associated with these delays. Uncovering these hidden costs helps place a better emphasis on streamlining underlying issues and improving project implementations. The cost impact of delayed project analysis goes a long way in this regard. By assigning an arbitrary dollar value to each day of delay, you can quickly uncover the impact inefficient project implementations have on your budget. This analysis categorizes the number of days delayed into ranges and calculated the compounding budget wastage due to sustained project delays. In a similar manner, we can also uncover the costs due to inefficient asset management practices. A significant source of business interruptions and cost strain in IT asset management is inefficient asset maintenance and repairs. By uncovering the repair costs associated with frequent asset repairs through this analysis, IT managers can take timely action to improve the frequency of maintenance cycles and look for alternate vendors providing reduced acquisition and repair fees. Having addressed the varied cost strains that exist within a service desk, let's quickly look at some major IT inefficiencies and uncover the impact on a service desk's finances. The recent Microsoft outage threw a glaring spotlight on the far-reaching consequences of an ineffective patch deployment. What started off as a minor patch from CrowdStrike saw the global IT landscape come to a standstill, with several operations frozen for an entire day. Beyond business interruptions and possible data loss, hastily deployed patches also give rise to an onslaught of service desk incidents. And you can quickly uncover and mitigate the subsequent financial impact through the service costs of patch-related incidents analysis. It uncovers the service desk incidents raised due to patch deployment and computes the corresponding expenses incurred during their resolution, which helps IT managers implement measures to curb ineffective patches and ensure uninterrupted operations. While ineffective patches can clearly prove harmful, security breaches are deadlier still. Every security team knows and dreads the impact of a security breach. From business interruptions to a loss of critical data, a security breach considerably derails operations. However, these breaches also cause a significant drain on a service desk's resources, which is often unforeseen and unaccounted for in a standard incident response plan. A security breach inevitably sees employees hastily raising tickets when unable to perform standard operations like logging into their accounts, and such level 1 tickets often slip through the cracks. IT managers can use the financial impact of security breaches to visualize the dollar value associated with security-related incidents, streamline their resolution, and accurately compute the financial impact of breaches. This powerful dashboard effectively shines a light on various cost strains a service desk encounters due to widespread IT issues, encouraging IT managers to streamline processes, mitigate inefficiencies, and curtail their associated expenses. Service desks are often bogged down by several avoidable issues that, left to fester, compound into substantial inefficiencies that derail improvement strategies and IT growth. By implementing the strategies discussed today, IT teams can identify and eradicate hidden inefficiencies and witness sustained growth and improved operations. Let me quickly summarize the different strategies we discussed over the course of today's webinar. Running outdated frameworks poses significant security risks and leads to increased costs. Regular monitoring and analysis, like the outdated software and hardware disposal reports, help identify and update outdated assets, thereby mitigating risks and ensuring operational efficiency. Improper procurement and underutilization of software assets result in substantial financial waste. By employee forecasting, organizations can optimize software procurement and reallocate underutilized licenses to maximize ROI. Failing to account for historical consumption patterns in IT budgeting can lead to overspending. Analyzing past budget accuracy and drilling down into monthly consumption patterns enables fine-tuned budgeting that supports IT growth while minimizing resource usage. And finally, not calculating the financial impact of IT issues like SLA violations, ticket reassignments, and security breaches can lead to overlooked inefficiencies. By computing the dollar value of these issues helps prioritize resolutions and clearly establish IT's value across the organization. The reports we covered during the course of this webinar were built using Analytics Plus, Manage Engine's AI-powered IT analytics solution, using data spanning across various applications. Beyond offering comprehensive analytical capabilities, Analytics Plus also provides out-of-the-box integration with several IT applications. This includes various Manage Engine IT applications like Service Desk Plus, Endpoint Central, Applications Manager, Site 24/7, Op Manager, Mobile Device Manager Plus, PAM 360 to name a few. The Advanced Analytics platform also provides pre-built analytics for various third-party IT applications, such as Jira Software and ServiceNow. The primary benefit of these out-of-the-box integrations lies in the fact that they can be configured in minutes, post which you can access the 300 plus pre-built reports and dashboards that are generated. So if you would like to attain a hands-on experience and apply this detailed analysis over your company's data, all you need to do is sign up or download the Analytics Plus free trial and set up the integration to access the insightful reports and dashboards. Beyond offering out-of-the-box insights for major IT applications, Analytics Plus continually strives to facilitate self-service on every level of its platform. A key player that facilitates this is our AI-driven analytics assistant Zia. If you're just getting started with analytics and find BI tools to be daunting, well, Zia is your new best friend. All you have to do is strike up a conversation with Zia, either via text or voice, and Zia will automatically generate the insights required to further your analytics journey. While this removes the task of having to build a report yourself, understanding and breaking down the information displayed in a visualization can take up a lot of time. With Zia Insights, you can attain narrative, detailed interpretation of your analysis at the mere click of a button. This feature proves beneficial, especially in cases where immediate action is crucial in putting out fires in your organization. You can leverage Zia's conversational prowess to dig deeper into your data to uncover hidden information and perform root cause analysis, and also use the forecasting engine to foresee future trends and modify your business strategies accordingly. Another beneficial and handy feature in Analytics Plus is our scenario analysis functionality. Using what-if analysis, you can execute powerful scenario analysis over your reports to visualize various outcomes based on a deciding factor. By understanding the business impact when changes occur ahead of time, you can adjust your strategies and achieve business objectives with ease. You can also set threshold-based alerts for your reports and get notified via in-app alerts or email. This saves you the trouble of having to recheck your reports manually to avoid missing out on business critical challenges. It is also very helpful in notifying you of suspicious activities that occur within your environment. So this was a brief overview of Analytics Plus application. And it looks like we have a few minutes left for a quick Q&A session. So we have the first question in here. How does Zia enhance the report generation capabilities discussed in today's webinar? So that's a great question. So Zia enhances the use of Analytics Plus by streamlining the analysis of complex IT data. So for example, in our today's webinar, when assessing outdated software or hardware assets, you can actually use Zia to generate insights through conversational queries, making it way easier to identify and address these inefficiencies. It also helps users create reports and interpret visualizations, and also help you to perform root cause analysis without any technical expertise. And we have another question. So our team uses separate tools for network monitoring, server performance, and application health. How can I consolidate data from all these tools into a single view? So this is a common challenge for many IT teams. And so here with a simple integration, you can easily bring data from various IT applications into Analytics Plus. You can use our out-of-the-box integrations for quick data imports or configure APIs for custom apps. So once your data is imported, Analytics Plus will automatically correlate it and generate pre-built reports and dashboards. And all of this can be done within minutes. So that's the end of the Q&A session. So we have covered a lot of information through the course of this webinar, and I hope you benefit from the session. If you'd like to try out these reports for yourself, you can quickly download or sign up to the Manage Engine Analytics Plus application, which provides a free, all-inclusive 15-day trial. Simply scan the QR code that's flashing on your screen or use the link found in your chat window. From there, you can either download the on-premise version or sign up to the cloud version and get the application running with ease. Once that is done, it should take you just minutes to set up the various integrations and access all the pre-built reports and dashboards. And with that, we have reached the end of our webinar. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me using the email address that's flashing on your screen. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us today. Take care and have a wonderful day ahead.